What is up, all my beautiful people of this world? This is X09091 with a tutorial today. Now, if you are not a fan of cheating in games, specifically Pokemon games, this video tutorial is not for you. There is a disclaimer video in the description and that you can feel free to click, and that way you can have my opinions on this topic. Now, if you are here for this tutorial, welcome! I am X09091. You can just call me Zero. If you have any questions, please leave them in the description. But this tutorial is going to show you how to 1. Homebrew your 3DS, and 2. Use Homebrew to then use PKHEX to modify your Pokemon, change stats, add items, whatever your little heart pleases to Pokemon Sun and Moon. This also does work with Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, but for the purposes of Sun and Moon being the most current game, we're gonna do that, okay? So there's gonna be a couple things you're gonna need. 1, you're gonna need a 3DS with an SD card. You're gonna need a clean version of a physical, clean copy of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Okay, and you're also going to need power saves, which is a cheating device, okay, and the software that comes with it, which is about 20 bucks on Amazon. Link will be in the description. Another thing you're going to need are these 2 folders, OOT HAX and PKHEX, which PKHEX is actually just holding the program PKHEX, which these 2 will be in the description, and you just unzip those and just set it up how I have here, and you will be ready to go. So let's start by first homebrewing your 3DS. You might be like, well, I don't have Homebrew. I'm going to show you. So you put your SD card inside your computer, which I have already gone and done. And you're going to need to open up the OOT HAX folder. Inside, this is what you should be receiving once you unzip it. And inside of this folder, you'll have OOT HAX sample, save images underscore power saves. The first thing you're going to need is OOT HAX sample. You're going to need to take all these files and just copy them to the root of your SD card. Now, I already have them. 3DS is right here. Here's JKSV, which is the save manager we're going to use. Themes, boot 3DS X, and JKSM.CIA. They're all in my SD card. Sweet. So now take your clean copy, physical copy, digital copies will not work, of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, and put it into your power saves. And you're going to want to create 2 backups. Backups are essentially like save files or backup files of, so like let's say something goes wrong, you can always go back to this Ocarina of Time clean and your game will be fine. And we're going to make another one called OOT Homebrew. Okay, because this is the one we're going to modify. All right, awesome. So, of course, there are codes and whatnot, but we're using the backup feature to homebrew this. Okay, so you're going to want to go to OOT HAX folder again. You're going to want to open this up, and this time you're going to want to go to power saves, save images underscore power saves. Don't touch this one. This is the one you want. Okay, so something I need to explain. What I'm about to show you works for me. Okay, it might not work for everybody else. Follow the same steps, because essentially both of these folders have the exact same thing. It's just for some strange reason I found that the bottom folder works for me. So follow these steps, and if you get an error, try the other folder, same method, same process, and see if that works for you, okay? But I'm gonna click on the bottom folder, and I live in the United States. All right, so this is where things get a little tricky. Well, it's not that tricky, it looks complicated. If you have a new 3DS, okay, all of these are bin files. You are gonna need the latest version, and you need to be on firmware 11.2, okay, which as of this video, which is the 4th of December, it is 11.2. If you have a new 3DS, you need the latest bin file, which is down here. It's the last one, because they're in order of date, because I've done this multiple times and whatnot, but this is the one you're going to need, N3DS underscore U. You can write that number down, look at it, and that is the one you're going to need. If you're doing this on a regular 3DS, which is what I'm doing, you're going to need a post 5U, which it's the last one, which is this one. Take a look at it. All right, let's copy it. Get out of there. And we're going to open up on our options in the power saves. Now, normally there'd be a license key here, but I blacked it out so you can't take mine. You're going to want to open up your folder. And in here, if you actually see these are other bin files. If you rename them, this is the clean one, and this is the homebrew one we're gonna mess around with. So we're gonna hit paste, and this is where things get a little fun. You're you're gonna go here. This is your homebrewed version, correct? So you're gonna rename. You're gonna take the entire name, Control C, and now you can name it whatever the hell you want. We'll call it banana. And around this hacked one we brought in, we're gonna rename it, and we're gonna hit paste, essentially tricking the power saves that this cheated file is now the original homebrewed one. So we're gonna exit out power saves, and we're gonna open it up again. Now, you know you did this right if this pops up. It'll say post you, this was originally the file you had. Now we're gonna hit click, and then we're gonna go to restore. Are you sure? Yep. All right, so now we're basically importing the hacked version of Ocarina of Time into the game. All right, so you have put the files in your SD card, these ones, and now you've imported a hacked version of Ocarina of Time that's going to get us a power save. So let's switch to the webcam, because unfortunately I do not have a 3DS capture card, and let's get to homebrewing. Alright, so here we are at the Nintendo 3DS screen. Now I know it's not the best quality, but like I said, I do not have a 3DS capture card, so we'll make this work. Hopefully we can make this work, okay? So we're going to want to start up The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And essentially what we're going to need to do is we need to get to the load screen. And this is going to be instantly, and I'm going to show you how you'll know if you did this right. So you're going to want to go here. And on the bottom screen, this is what you should see on the bottom screen. You see how it looks all hacked and everything? If you see this, that means you did it correctly. So instantaneously, we're going to hit A. We're going to want to start it up. And the game is going to start up normally, okay, with Link doing his thing. And then you just hit A and watch the homebrew come alive. And this is essentially what you do to get homebrew. And now your 3DS should be homebrewed with a bunch of things in the bottom menu. So let's actually let's take a look at what kind of things we got in here. We got look at all this stuff, and there's some other stuffs in here that I personally have just put in personally. This is what I chose to have. So you have like a region free launcher and whatnot, but the number one thing we're going to be looking at right now is this thing, the JK's Save Manager. Now you might remember that we have Ocarina of Time in here. So what we're going to essentially do right now is we're going to take Ocarina of Time out of the 3DS. And what we need to do now is, because the homebrew stays even if you don't have the game in there. And now we're going to take our copy of Pokemon Sun or Moon, or, you know, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, your choice. And we're going to put that in there. All right. So now I have Pokemon Sun in here. And we're going to want to go to the Save Manager, JK's Save Manager. And you can see, right there's Pokemon Sun. Sweet. Now, I think this does work. You can actually rotate it. See, like you can rotate what you have on it by clicking left and right. So if you have a digital copy of Pokemon Sun and Moon, this should still work. All right. So we're going to choose Pokemon Sun. All right. And this is going to open up a new Save Manager. I think it's actually on the top screen, yeah. So this is now the tutorial portion of where we use PKHEX. You can actually see my little reflection right there. But yeah, this is the portion where we use PKHEX, or how you use PKHEX. PKHEX uses the save file within the game. So essentially, if you want to, you know, if this is the portion that you're here for PKHEX, this is what you need to do. So you're going to want to go to Save Data Options, and you're going to want to export a save. All right, so I've done one before. I've done some stuff, but you're gonna want to hit New, and then on the bottom screen, you're gonna see that it shows up like you get to name it. See, you got a little screen. We'll just call it. What should we call this thing? Let's just call it. If I could get my stylus out, that'd be nice. Let's just call it Tutorial. That's what we're calling it. See, we now have a thing called Tutorial. Sweet, right? All right, and then you just hit A, and then it'll be like complete. Sweet. All right, so we exported our save. All right, and essentially when we're done editing, we're gonna import it back. Okay, so let's head back to the desktop and let's take a look at how it's gonna look when we use PKHEX. All right, so we are back on the desktop. Sweet. And so now you should have gotten out of Homebrew. Now this is to note, each time you want to use Homebrew, you do have to put in Ocarina of Time first. But let's get to the actual PKHEX part. So you're going to want to open up PKHEX. Simple little program. Double click it. And what should happen after a moment's wait time. Oh, starting up PKHEX. Awesome. We'll be able to modify our Pokemon. Oh, there it goes. It actually automatically opened my Pokemon, my Pokemon save file. So that's what it does. It should automatically connect. And from here, you can actually modify and create your own Pokemon. So obviously, with the moment of right now, we are December 4th. You cannot, you can't just go out and make like a freaking Articuno and just like beef it all out. Because if you try to go online, it won't let you because the national index hasn't been released and neither has Pokebank. So wait until January for that. But let's say you had a Pokemon. You could actually look at your party Pokemon. You can hit view and you can see all their stats, their attacks, and this is PKHEX. You can nickname your Pokemon, change the nature, what item do you want them to hold. Now this tutorial isn't to show you how to like gen your own Pokemon. This tutorial is how to get PKHEX working on your game. Okay, so this is kind of comes down to like the more moral thing. Like, don't be dumb, don't be an idiot, and just if you don't know what IVs, EVs, and stats, how they work, don't be an idiot. Okay, you're just gonna get yourself kicked off. Okay, so don't be an idiot. That's the best thing I can say. Don't be an idiot. Okay, but like I said, you can like view any Pokemon you want, and then like I said, you can nickname them, change their nature, the item they're holding, their ability. But again, you'll see this thing up here. Oh well, I guess it is legal. This shows you if it's legal or not. Some of these Pokemon for some strange reason aren't. See, it'll say invalid geolocation memory or something's up with that. I think sometimes you can like move things around here and you'll make it legal. But trust me when I say this one was legal because of how I caught it and whatnot. And I think this one should be too. Yeah, see? So that's a way to check. But if you don't know, don't mess with it. But that's PKHEX and how to use it. So if you need to learn how to use it, look up a tutorial for PKHEX. Or hey, if you want me to do a tutorial on PKHEX, just comment down below. Hey Zero, I would love for you to show us how to actually use PKHEX. But this is more of a tutorial for those who actually know how to use it. Okay? But I'd be more than happy to make a tutorial. So once you're done, you're gonna hit File, Export Sav, and you're gonna want to export main. Okay? And then you're going to get a prompt, and it automatically goes to computer, your removable disk, and JKSV. It saves in Pokemon Sun. You're going to want to get out to Pokemon Sun. This was the folder. It made the file. This was our main. You could just go in here and overwrite it, but I always like having backups. So just create a new folder, and we'll call this one Tutorial Finished, and we'll just click on this. Open it, and we'll save our file there. Just save it as main. Don't rename it. There you go. Awesome. So now what you do is you go back into back into Homebrew, import the file, and your game should be ready. Just for the purposes of this, let's make a fun. Let's go to my box 2. All right, so this is box 2. You guys can see who's in here. Let's just for fun, you know what, because I already have an Incineroar already legal and ready, let's just make another one. So we'll just hit set, and essentially we should have one in our party. And you know what, just for proof, set, we'll make a bunch of Incineroars. Why not? So file, export main, and I'll just overwrite the one that we just did, which should have been tutorial finished. Yep, yes. All right, bam. So now this is what we have in tutorial finished. So let's go back to the game. So I don't know if you need me to show it. You do the same process. You open up your Ocarina of Time hacked. You get to the save manager. You import the file now to Pokemon Sun, and you should have it. So let's go to Pokemon Sun. Alright, so I decided not to be a douche about it, I guess, and I'm actually going to show you how to import the file. So we're going to just go step by step into this. I've just loaded up Homebrew. And we're going to need to take out The Legend of Zelda and pop in our Pokemon Sun, because that is what we are importing, aren't we? Alright, so we're going to want to go down, let this focus, And we're gonna want to go down to our beautiful little JK's save manager. Pokemon Shun. Yep, sweet. Let this load up. And we're gonna want to go to save data, import the save data, tutorial finish, because that's where we saved it. And then it's gonna ask you, do you want to restore? Well, if it'll fade. And you hit yes. And it'll say complete. Awesome. So let's get out of here and let's head on actually down to Pokemon Sun and let's see what's going on, shall we? Alright, so I came back to the mainland. This is not typical place where I wanted to be. But let's just head to the Pokemon Center so we can check out our box. And we can actually give away these Incineroars. But this is just proof that it worked. Check it out. There they are. Exact clones and replicas of the Incineroar that I have in my party. What am I going to do with them? Probably either just release them or just not use them. But see, they're all the same. And that's how you do it. Honestly, like I said, if you want a tutorial on how to use PKHEX properly and how to make competitive, useful Pokemon, just ask. Comment down below. But for now, this has been Egg09091 with a tutorial. Like I said, if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask in the comments below or hit me up on Twitter and I would be more than glad to help you out. Because, sometimes you need a little help, right? We all need a little help, especially when it comes to tutorials, because it was a little bit confusing. But first, I would recommend rewatch it. And like I said, if Homebrew didn't work on your first try, use the other folder. Another thing, sometimes it might crash. Homebrew might crash while you open it. And all you have to do is just turn off your 3DS and try again. Okay? So this has been Egg09091 with the tutorial. Please leave a like, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what I can do to help make this process easier. And I will see you later. Peace out.